Rouse's Markets is voted best grocery store in New Orleans, best grocery store in Baton Rouge, Mississippi, Gulf Coast, Thibodeau, Houma, Hammond, Lake Charles, Mobile, year after year. Thank you for choosing us best grocery store on the Gulf Coast. Number one. Thank you.
Thank you.
The number one grocery store
In Mississippi, Alabama,
Louisiana. 1 million customers a week can't be wrong. Welcome to Rouse's.
Hello and welcome back to this edition of Bayou Time. Again, your host, Keith Whiteside, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us, however you may be joining us. We appreciate it. You know, there's lots of us that have lots of different roles that we kind of perform in our community. There's a number of people, especially those who are teachers, who stay very, very involved in our lives. Very glad my friend and colleague joining us once again, Councilman Clyde Hamner. Thanks for being here.
Hey, Keith. Nice seeing you again.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. And so not only councilman, retired school teacher, but the president of Louisiana Retired School Teachers. That's awesome.
Right. And for the guy that was just going to join to be one of the numbers, you know,
Yeah.
They have moved me up the ladder with them, you know.
Well, and that's a
I
good
can remember
thing.
Lynn Elsey, the president of our local unit, says, Clyde, just join us, you know.
Just come on, right?
Yeah, and
just come be a
before
part
I
of it.
knew it, I was in office. So,
Right,
yeah.
an officer and now the president.
And now president of the state organization.
Yeah, which is awesome. And so, and speaking of the state conference is going to be held in Houma. It's always nice to be able to have those kinds of events and for them to come to Houma. Houma is a great place to have these events.
It sure is. And let me tell you, Keith, I am excited about it.
Good.
The response has been overwhelming. Typically, this conference, it's a small conference,
Okay.
and we'll have it in one of the local parishes, and the district would host it. And it may be 150, 200 people there. We break an attendance record. People want to come to Terrebonne. I have a couple coming all the way from Bossier, Shreveport area,
Yep.
88 and 94 years old, driving down just to come to Terrebonne Parish. Because they've never been here.
Yeah.
And the support from local businesses and the partnerships we've made has been overwhelming. I call people and say, look, we need some help for this convention. Yeah, what you need.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
exactly. It's not about why. It's about what do you need.
What do you need? And I'm gonna tell you, we have this conference every year. You know, the organization itself has about 20,000 members.
Okay.
You know, but we got a good 300 to 500 that are the local leaders.
Right.
And we've got, like I said, you know, maybe 200, two and a quarter would come to these conferences, you know, on a high number, and we're pushing 300. We expect more than 300 retirees here.
Wow.
And these are the really active retirees get involved at the state level with the state legislature when we go to advocate for retirement.
Look, it's one of those things. I got to tell you, I'm so very fortunate that we were able to talk with one of our local representatives. The focus on the increase that the teachers are getting, that's one of the big focuses here.
Oh, yeah, with the new tax plan.
Yeah. So part of that,
I'm very familiar with all that.
Yeah, and so you guys have done a great job.
We're studying it very closely to make sure they get their what's due to them.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that Louisiana Retired Teachers does. You know, we're an advocacy group for the teaching profession as well as for retiree issues.
Well, and it's so very selfless because you guys aren't the ones receiving the accolades or the updates or the improvements or more money. Y'all are fighting on behalf as retired school teachers for our current school teachers.
That's correct.
Because y'all have always cared about the kids.
But we fight for ourselves too, you know, because if we didn't, they take it. You know, we wouldn't have what we have.
Right.
Yeah, and I'll just say this that. 10 years ago, you could go to a retirement committee meeting at the Capitol, and you could shoot a cannon through the room. And there was nobody there. In fact, it was almost a punishment to be a legislator and be on that committee. Mm-hmm. Today, we fill those rooms with retirees. Every time there's an issue coming up, our current executive director, Rodney Watson, has done a tremendous job building the organization into a voice
Right.
that the legislature and the Senate and the governor listens to.
Right. Well, and to have that powerful accumulation of voices, right? To come as one voice that says we will be heard. And that's what professional organizations do. I mean, for me at NASW, the largest professional organization in the country, I know how important that is. And so it's nice to be able to see that we've got the volume of people coming out all over the state going to represent the Louisiana Retired Teachers Association.
Excellent point. Yeah. Remind me to give you a membership form before I leave here today.
And so that's one of those things that's really, really important to be able to keep standing up for what's right, taking care of the kids, taking care of our retired school teachers who have put the time and energy in, those people that have done 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 years, because we know some that have done it for 40 years, and just very dedicated. So again, let's talk about the economic impact as well, right? I mean, we have some 300 plus people coming to the area.
That's the other exciting part, and I'll give you an example, of how we're and let me say this too, it's not just the Terrebonne Parish that's helping produce this, for the state. It's the whole district, district too. That includes Lafourche, St. Charles, St. John, St. James, Assumption, and Jefferson. We've partnered with the Terrebonne Visitors Bureau, Southdown Plantation Museum, the Military Museum, Finding Our Roots African American Museum. The library's even putting on an event for us across the street from the Marriott where it's being held.
Right.
And Terrebonne General, Phyllis Peoples called me and said Terrebonne General wants to do something for y'all, and they're bringing the mobile clinic there, and they're going to do health checkups and free flu shots.
I love it.
And we've partnered with a number of local restaurants. I know you're looking at your watch.
Yeah, we got to wrap up. So it's a good thing.
We'll continue with this because I want to tell you what we're doing with the restaurants.
Okay, good. We'll have to talk about it again. Clyde, we thank you for coming on. We appreciate it.
Sure thing.
All right, guys, that'll do it for this particular segment and this Bayou Time. But don't go anywhere. Got a whole lot more right here on HTV.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together. Waits and Downer, attorneys at law. Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough.